yoga in ages. Oh, maybe this is
I know it's so good to be here. It's been a while. So thank you for coming, Jamie, and good morning to everybody. If you're watching this recording, whenever you're watching it, we're actually going to begin on our backs today. Jamie, can you hear me good? Is my mic working good?
yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so just begin on your back. Maybe have your feet planted on the ground just as it's early in the practice. Feel that back laying really flat and heavy and broad into the earth. Bring your awareness to your neck, maybe slightly tucking your chin, not to close the throat, just to sort of let that neck find its way toward flatness on the earth. Maybe wiggle your toes, maybe flex up your feet and then place them back down onto the earth. Trying to keep the feet really broad on the earth as well. Maybe just do a little rock back and forth on your sacrum, feeling how that lands on your mat, and then come back to stillness. Arms just gently down by your side, palms facing up. And try to notice the way your hands touch the earth. Maybe your wrists, your forearms, your elbows, the backs of your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your ribs, your spine, your glutes, your feet. And then bring your awareness to your breath, how it's flowing up and down through your body, creating waves. We're going to do an inhale to a count of 6, really focusing on your belly, puffing that belly out on the inhale, letting it be relaxed so that it can really fill up with air. And then on the exhale, letting it release and then just gently pulling it in, belly button toward the spine to puff out that last bit of exhale. We'll take a regular inhale, a regular exhale, and then we'll begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just keep continuing like that. Your own count, your own focus, your own awareness on that belly breath. And then on your next inhale, we're going to move up to the diaphragm. So bring your awareness to that part of your body, maybe even just touch it gently. A space above the belly, but below the heart. And we're going to just visualize now that area filling with breath. This area is a little more difficult to relax, but if you can bring some, some softening there. And begin whenever you're ready. I'll begin our first one now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can continue at your own pace. Really feel your ribs expand, and then on the exhale, contract. When you're retaining that breath at the top or at the bottom, can you feel that you're part of something bigger? The divine pause. Maybe you begin to exhale out your mouth and bring a little audible sound to it, a little ha sound or a sigh. One more full round wherever you are. Whenever you're ready, we're going to move up to the chest, that sternum, even visualizing your collarbone subtly expanding and opening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe on your inhale, bringing your awareness to the way your breath pushes almost against the earth, using it as your springboard. And then when you exhale, it melts into the earth. You can become more one with the earth. Now bring your awareness to that whole section, expanding on your inhale, belly, diaphragm, chest. And then releasing what doesn't serve you from the morning, from the week, from the month on the exhale. One more. And then returning just to the natural rhythm of your breath. Whatever that's like for you is just right. Bring your awareness back to every point of your body that's in contact with the earth and see if you can make it a little bit heavier. It's like the heavier our body rests into the earth and the lighter our spirit can become. Extend your left leg out long on the floor in front of you and Bring your knee into your chest, interlacing your fingers a couple of inches below the knee. We're just going to do a few circles with that knee opening out. You might need to release one of those hands to let that knee just make little half circles, opening out beyond the ribs and then folding back in. Send that breath to any tight pockets here. And then interlacing those fingers and bringing that knee toward the center chest, using gently those, that arm strength. Relaxing that foot and the foot that's on the floor, finding it into a flexion. So toes up toward the ceiling. How broad can you let your back be on the floor? Maybe you're feeling in your front hip almost like something's stopping you. And that's okay. That's what we're eventually just trying to move through, not avoid, but hold here long enough and often enough from a sense of safety that it begins to crumble, that those protective layers begin to crumble. Because under those protective layers is our true nature that can shine even more brightly when they begin to crumble. Now, the foot that's on the floor, we're going to curl those toes in like you're making a fist and then point that ankle. Just really small movements here. You can let that hip, that left hip, fall open if you want, so the pinky toes are almost falling toward the earth. So we're simultaneously creating some intensity of sensation while also breathing really deeply and maintaining our sense of safety and calm. Sort of holding both things. And then if you did let your toe fall open, that hip fall open, just subtly bring it back towards straight and then flex up that foot. So now your center heel is on the mat. And we're in a flexion again, and a pretty powerful flexion, but try not to let it be aggressive. Try to see if you can find the ease among the effort by using your breath, by relaxing your jaw, relaxing the space between your eyes. On these last few breaths, see if you can just pull a little bit more that knee toward you as we curl those toes and point that ankle one last time of the standing leg. Maybe letting that hip fall open if you find that the glute is really clenched and engaged. Just let that pinky toe almost roll toward the mat. Still finding that pull in the bent knee. Ah. And then relaxing that left foot, planting that left foot back on the floor, slowly and mindfully releasing that right leg and bringing that right foot to plant on the floor. Maybe bringing both hands to your left belly, feeling every point that's touching the ground, your occiput, visualizing the back of the neck touching the ground if it's not. Now we're going to send our breath into our pelvic bowl, so the place below the belly. It really is like in our body, shaped like a bowl, so you can visualize your breath sort of going in there like a vapor, clearing it out, cleaning it out. Maybe to that count of 6 if that serves you. Bringing an audible sigh. One more time. When you're ready, extending that right leg out long, bringing that left knee into the chest, and just finding some of those opening circles with that left hip before we settle into our wind removing pose. This pose is usually not held this long, actually, but it's so good for us. It really works like our transverse colon. That's actually why they call it wind removing pose. It sounds so beautiful, but it's actually kind of about our digestive system. And when you're ready, interlacing those hands under the knee and just finding that gentle pull towards center chest. Really honoring like the differences of the sides of the body, that this may feel different and be different, and sort of unclasping any good or bad categorization of that, just letting those definitions float on the breeze. Just replacing them with just pure awareness, noticing of your own body, your own breath, your own reaction to all of these things. Just trying to open it up, soften it, let it be what it is. The great, spiritual leaders say that only in acceptance, true acceptance, can we begin to find change. So really honor that on our mat today, we're actually not actively trying to change anything about ourselves, about our bodies. We're trying to accept everything just as it is. Now bring that right foot to a flexion, toes pointing up toward the ceiling, center heel planted on the mat. What that does is, it keeps our hip bone straight in line. Left foot can be really relaxed. And then curl the toes of the right foot like you're making a fist, and then point that ankle, opening that hip if you want, letting it fall open, but keeping that foot in a really articulated point. And then flexing that foot back up toward the sky, center heel on the mat. Maybe increasing ever so slightly that pull toward the center chest. Maybe that sensation was already intense enough, in which case you can stay just as you are. And the only thing that allows those protective layers to crumble is acceptance of them. Hi, I see you. I know why you're there. Thank you for protecting me. In that acceptance is where it tells those layers, that those tension patterns in our body, that, oh, you see me. That must mean we're safe now, safe enough for you to see me and acknowledge me. This is such a beautiful new story, and let the old story go. One more curl of those right toes and point of that ankle. Here for just a couple more deep breaths. I know one of my gals who might be watching this recording later is having a baby. So if this, knee to center chest, I should have said this earlier, but if this knee to center chest isn't good for you, you can open that knee and bring it like up around into the armpit as well. It's the same sort of sensation, a little different, but benefits are still there. And now you can relax both feet. Bring that right foot to plant on the earth and just slowly, slower than you think, release that left knee and foot to the earth. Taking a moment here. Let's straighten both legs and feel that flush, that rush of fresh blood. And then we're going to plant our feet and explore some really gentle and slow bridges. So this isn't a booty workout, although it always is, but palms can be facing up. Before we begin, just surrender one more time, heavily into the earth. And then really slowly pushing those hips up toward the sky, evenly distributing the weight that's pushing into the earth to make this bridge happen between your feet and your shoulder blades, and even a little above the shoulder blades. Just holding here, not hyperextending, just finding that place where your body is a really flat plank. Maybe lifting those toes up, flexing those feet toward the sky, and then placing them down. Finding your breath, and on your next exhale, one vertebra at a time, coming down to rest on your mat with that sacrum arriving last, those glutes relaxing. Maybe just gently knocking those knees together into broken bridge. Noticing any changes since the start of practice in your awareness, in your breath, in your mind. If you brought those knees together, separating them and coming again slowly into your bridge, lifting those hips toward the sky, feeling the way that the earth is always supporting you. So even though we're giving a lot of effort right now, you can find the ease in the way the earth holds you. Sending that breath into the belly and the pelvic bowl. And on your next exhale, slowly coming down. Knocking those knees together if you like. We're just going to do that one more time. When you're ready, inhaling to rise and visualizing yourself rooted into the earth and then growing and blossoming from there. This is what we mean when we say grounded. On your next exhale, making your way back down. Pausing to give some noise to your breath. Bring both knees into your chest and find a gentle rock side to side. Maybe even some circles. Hmm. When you're ready, just rolling to your left side in fetal position. Relaxing your head to the earth, letting those glutes relax, those feet, shoulders. And we're just going to move through a really simple flow, and it's just going to really be your own speed, make it your own breath. And all it's going to be is an opening. So you open your arms to a T and your legs into a imperfect butterfly. The soles of your feet might not even be touching. And then you'll fold into a fetal position on the other side. And then you'll open. And you can stay here for a breath if you want, or you can move through it um, a little more quickly than that. Just whatever feels good today. Really not worrying about when your inhales and exhales happen, just letting them happen. Mm. And next time you find yourself in that butterfly shape, chest pointing up toward the sky, leave your chest as it is and fold in your legs. So you're in this really gentle twist. Breathe into that side body and then open those legs back up, Leave your upper body as it is and then fold the other way. So you're in gentle twist, other side. Maybe you move through a few of these, or if you liked the other one better, you just return to what feels good for you today with that closing into fetal. And then you could also open into a twist from fetal and then open your legs and then close into fetal the other side. Open your legs and chest. Just really playing with these simple movements. And when you're ready, meeting in a butterfly shape, soles together, chest up toward the sky. Now, leaving your right leg just as it is open in this butterfly, extend your left leg up toward the sky. And flex that ankle. Try to straighten that knee. And if straightening that knee means you have to come down a little so your leg isn't as close to your face, that's okay. Get it where it needs to be to have a straight knee, long lines, and a flexed ankle, toes pointing toward your face. Now bring your awareness back to your right leg. Feel the way that knife edge of your right foot and your ankle is rooted into the earth. That glute, that hip, your back, your shoulders, your neck, the back of your head. And just ever so slightly bring that left leg just as it is a little bit to the right. So a little bit across your body. Maybe find that stretching sensation and leave it there to breathe. Mm. Opening that leg to the left, finding that opening in the hip. And relaxing that foot, bending that knee, and bringing that foot back to meet the right, back into a butterfly. Maybe for this one, you want to interlace your fingers and put them underneath your head. This is a really opening position for your shoulders. If it's too intense today, just leave your arms out in a T, but if you like it, great. Left leg stays planted, right leg raises up toward the sky to wherever you can have a straight leg, flexing into that right ankle. Maybe you can straighten a little more and then explore bringing it a little closer to you. Left leg, right leg slightly crossing that body over to the left. Feeling the way that left leg is supporting you, softening it into the earth instead of tensing it against the earth. Don't be in resistance to the earth, rather, allow it to hold you. And then opening that right leg toward the right and holding there in that angle. Flexing that foot and bringing it back down to meet the left foot. pausing in this open butterfly shape. Maybe bringing an audible nature to your breath. Oh, letting that throat find some relaxation.
Maybe bringing those toes slightly forward so now we're like they're more diamond shape. And how that feels. Lifting hands and down under your head. Bring them straight out on the floor in front of you. Like bring the hands of the hands and the floor in front of you. So this is doing things on your shoulders. It's good actually to lay the both hips down like that. And then rest the palms of your hands on the base there. So you're raising the earth up a little bit. So sometimes I have to do that. Some days palms touch the ground. And okay. And remaining more into a T of a great option too. And you don't really move. Really, I'm just gonna say really slowly, really consciously and intuitively make your way up to your feet. Very completely anywhere.
Get there, just find that comfortable seat, whatever it looks like for you. It could even be, sitting on your heels. It really can be anything. So it doesn't have to look like a perfect yogi, anything. And we're just going to do a really simple postural reset. I love this. This is such a good thing you could just do sitting at your desk if you have a desk job, or if you're on your feet, if you're a nurse or anything, just doing this throughout the day. So it's really just using the sort of the heel of your hand. And you're gonna just place the heel of your hand. Oh, that felt good. Maybe do a few wrist rolls. You might need that too. And then we'll place the heel of our hand on our forehead. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna sort of just like I say gently, but it's not super gently. You want there to be a resistance. So you're pressing your forehead into the heel of your hand, breathing, and then releasing. And then the same thing in that occiput, that back of your head, using the heel of your hand, and then pressing into the heel of your hand, breathing. And then releasing. And the reason we breathe is because we're really trying to the space that we're creating and doing this. The breath gets in there and then it sort of holds that space. And then right side, like around your temple, And then press into it without tightening your jaw. Release, and then the left side. Press in. And release. And we're going to take the heels of our hands and rub them together, creating some heat, creating some energy. And you're going to take the heels of your hands and sort of gently press them into your eyes. You can round your back if you want and let your elbows rest on the floor, on your legs. And you want your eyes to be pressing into the heels. If this causes any discomfort that you can't allow today, just let this go. It's not for you today, but if it's discomfort you can allow, then breathe into it, open to it. Maybe you're seeing beautiful colors. Maybe this feels really good for you. This can be really relieving for some of us on some days. One more press and then gently release. Come back up to sitting. Maybe palms at heart center, just resting on your legs. Honoring that there might be some disorientation. And taking the heels of your hands and rubbing your jaw. And releasing. We're just going to do all of that one more time. So heel of the hand to the forehead and press into it and release. Heel of the hand to the back of the head and press into it. Release. Right. And left. And heels of your hands into your eyes. If this was not for you, maybe instead you gently have your eyes open and you look as far to the left as you can for a count of 6 or a breath. And then look to the right as far and as hard as you can. Like you're trying to roll your eyes all the way into the back of your head. And release. And then rub that jaw. Then we're going to do another little, I call it a flow just because it's a set of movements that kind of string together and we move through like a little vagus nerve choreography. You can release that jaw when you're ready. And what this looks like is we bring both of our hands to this real like chest plate here, and you press in, pull down, look up, and then jut out your jaw. And then release into Robin's breath, bringing those arms forward, back of the hands to touch, rounding that spine, and then open your wings behind you. And then 2 big shoulder rolls. And that's our flow. So hands to the chest, press and pull down, chin up, jaw out, wings forward and round, wings back and open, and a couple shoulder rolls. I'm going to talk us through it one more time, and then you'll be on your own. So hands to the chest, press hard and pull with love, chin up, jaw out, wings forward and round, wings back and open. Oh. Now on your own, making your own adjustments, making it just whatever feels good. And no rush, but when you feel complete, just coming back to stillness at center. We're going to come into caterpillar. So both legs out long. Option to use your bolster underneath your knees or a couch pillow or a rolled up towel, whatever, or not. Um, Maybe rock side to side or use your hands to remove any flesh. I don't have enough flesh to remove from my sit bones. My sit bones are very much planted. Whatever you got to do to feel the earth, even like a wiggle to feel how she's just there. She's not going anywhere. Feet flexed. Just a gentle bow down. Optional, place 2 fists and rest your forehead, or a block or another bolster, or to just let your head hang in gravity if that feels good. Mm. Mm. Curl those toes into a fist and find a point with your ankles. Try to keep those ankle bones touching, which can be challenging, but just try. Breathing out your back. Slowly rolling up. And if you have a bolster there, we're going to need to remove it for our next little flow, which is a side stretch to your left. And you can bend into that left elbow if you want, or you can keep it straight, whatever feels best. And then a side stretch into the right. You can release those feet anytime and let them just be relaxed now. And then we're going to expand onto this flow a little bit. So if you're stretched to the left, you're then going to roll onto your belly into a Sphinx pose. And Sphinx pose, your elbows are, the tips of your elbows are underneath your shoulders. They're in a 90-degree angle. Head is in line. Maybe you want to drop your head down and rock it side to side if that feels good. A little like neck flossing there. And then you're going to continue or roll. You're going to roll back the way you came and then stretch to the other side, to the right. And then drop down into your Sphinx. You can't do it wrong. Whatever direction is just right, whatever feels good in your body. And then coming back and stretching to the other side. Dropping down into Sphinx. And the next time you find yourself in Sphinx, let's press our feet into the earth, press your legs into the earth, press your elbows into the earth, okay? So this is your foundation. And all you're gonna lift up is your pelvis. So your booties, and you're gonna round your chin into your spine and lift up your booty. Knees are in the earth, thighs have come off, and then back into your Sphinx. Good job. And then come on back. And we'll do our last side to even ourselves out. Onto Sphinx. And then rounding up. Beautiful. Then you can just pull back into a child's pose. Whichever variation feels best for you, wide-legged or closed-legged. Slowly rolling up into our last seated flow here. So you're gonna come into dragonfly, which is just your legs open, but they don't have to be super wide open. Keep it a little bit, um, keep it a little more passive than maybe you normally would. And this one is super easy. Well, you know what? First, let's just round down. Let's feel our way into this pose a little bit. Center heel pressing into the earth, feet flexed up, finding your round, using your props however they assist you best, making you feel the most supported. Roll slowly up. And our last breath exercise with movement is called cannon breath. So you inhale through your nose, and on the exhale, you really push it out. Someone says, someone who, if name I could remember, you'd know their name, someone big and beautiful and a spiritual person, says that like the more intense you can do your cannon breath, the more rapidly and fully you can heal yourself. So, you know, no small thing. So you're really cannoning it out with like an O-shaped mouth, like and all we're gonna do for this is we're gonna remain in our dragonfly and we're gonna do some back stretches. So we're gonna like inhale and then inhale. And if you lose the rhythm of inhale to exhale, I promise it doesn't matter. When I come down, I'm doing a fold with my palms up. This is sort of like I really like need personally to receive. If you're feeling like you really need to ground, like you feel a little floaty, then you can bring your palms to the earth when you do a gentle fold over. And you can literally be this high up. You don't have to be far down. We're just doing like a little bow. And again, if you're feeling like you need love, you can be up. If you feel like you need grounding, you can be down. And then it's just a stretch back, bow, stretch back with the breath of. Okay, so whenever you're ready, just begin. Another minute here. And you get a little more forceful with your breath, soft with your body. One more each way. Relax. Bring those legs back in. Maybe bring them up. Maybe find a rock or stillness. Accepting what is. When you're ready, bringing your arms out, planting your feet, and really slowly making your way down to the earth and finding your most comfortable Shavasana. It can be belly down, it can be back down. You can put your bolster underneath your knees. Wherever you are, take up space on the earth. It is your birthright to take up space on this earth. That's what she wants you to do. So legs wide, arms wide. Or maybe today you feel like you need one on your heart, one on your belly. That's okay too. Rilke says if we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise up rooted like trees. So next time you need it, bring your consciousness to how held you are by the earth and how her intelligence is timeless and constant, and that we are a part of her. And then just rest into that. We're going to end our practice today in Shavasana. I hope you can stay here for as long as it feels good for you. And when you come out of it, just come out of it gently and sweetly and all the good thoughts. Give yourself some hugs. I thank you so much for being here and for watching. We'll be here again next week. Namaste.